welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be sharing a review for what is quite possibly the book of this year for me. I think this book is just so good, so good. And the book that I'm talking about is 8 Perfect Murders by Peter Swanson. Now, this book, I have to say this is prompted by the Scientist's Reading World. I'll link up to his channel down below. Because we're going to do a collaboration in May, which is kind of inspired by this book. So when he reached out to me and we were talking about this, and you know, perfect murders and stuff, so I was like, okay, I've got to read this book because it just sounds amazing. And I didn't know about this book before he brought that to my attention, so I will always be thankful. This book was amazing for me. This is a definite 5-star. Like I said, my favourite read of the year so far, I think. And I've read some good ones this year, so, you know, that's not a small thing. Okay, now this is, if you like psychological suspense, then you should enjoy this one. Also, if you like a bookish element into your stories, you should like this one as well. Now, I've got to say, this book is, we have a bookseller, Malcolm, who owns a bookstore which specialises in crime and thrillers, that genre. Okay, so he wrote a blog post years ago where he created a list of the 8 perfect murders. Okay, so the books which, in his opinion, included a perfect murder. Okay, so these books are actual books. Okay, so you can do what I'm going to do and go and read them all. Because I have to say, I haven't read any of the books that was on his list. And I should probably point out, you should probably read the books from the list before reading 8 Perfect Murders, because it does contain spoilers for those books. Okay, so do be aware of this. If you are planning on reading them, then you should probably read them before reading this one. I, on the other hand, just couldn't wait. And so I decided that I would read this one first. I don't think that it's going to spoil the other books for me doing it. We shall see later on. I have grabbed copies of, because of this book and what this book says about the other books, I have actually grabbed copies of a lot of the books which are mentioned in this. I also made a point in this. In fact, my Kindle highlight feature has basically been exhausted whilst reading this, because I've highlighted every single book that gets mentioned in this book. Okay, so beyond even just like the 8 perfect murder books that he added to the list, I've actually highlighted so that I have in my notes every single book that he mentions in this. And I will probably read those too. But anyway, so let's come back to this book. So we've got Malcolm. He has this bookstore. He wrote this blog post about these books and everything. Okay. Then an FBI agent comes to find him. She's investigating some cold cases, some unsolved murders, and she thinks that he can help her doing this. So he kind of does help her. He goes along and he talks to her about the investigation and everything. He's keeping his own secrets. So you get it from his point of view doing it. In fact, the whole book is him telling the story of all of this. So it starts with a prelude to the rest of it. So it's, you know, him explaining everything before he gets into the nitty-gritty of it. So anyway, in order to protect himself, he also wants to discover who is doing these murders and everything, because being connected to the list which he wrote, and also with the secrets that he has, which he doesn't want revealed, he wants to find the killer before the FBI do. Okay, so there's lots of things going on here, lots of twists along the way, lots of victims, as you can imagine, because this is a serial killer. He's got 8 books to get through. And so we get insight as well into other like secondary characters and things throughout this. This book is so good, so good. So I really think that anyone who enjoys psychological suspense thrillers, is interested in the crime genre, likes books about serial killers, likes books about people that like books, and so it has that literary theme to it and everything. Go read this book. It is so good. Seriously, so good. So yeah, there's that. I gotta. Let's see if I can tell you the 8 books that was on the list. There's not 8 books. There's 9 books, but you'll discover that through the story and what the other one is as well. So anyway, I like this book so much that I'm actually putting together a book club kit for it. Once I've published that to joelinsdell.com, then I will update the description down below so that you can have a link to that as well, with lots of book club questions and other things connected to the book. So anyway, the books that he includes is Agatha Christie's ABC Murders, Patricia Highsmith's Strangers on the Train, Evan Levin's Deathtrap, A.A. Milne's Red House Mystery. Now, I am absolutely a huge Winnie the Pooh fan, and I was completely oblivious of the fact that he had actually written other books as well, which weren't anything to do with Winnie the Pooh or children's fiction. So that's one of the ones that the Red House Mystery is one of the books that I actually bought from this as well. Anthony Bexley Cox's Malice, Aforethought, James McCain's Double Identity, John D. MacDonald's The Drowner, and Donna Trait's A Secret History. Okay, so those are the books that he put on his list. Need to go through all of these. I will. I'm going to read all of them. I know I am. But it was so good, and I loved all the twists, and I loved the ending as well, in a way, and it brought up so many different questions whilst reading this book. I should have some warnings, okay? Obviously this is about serial killers and stuff, but it does touch on suicide as well, so if that is a trigger warning for you, then do be aware of that going into this book. But yeah, it's just such a good book, you can tell I really like this one. But anyway, yes, so make sure you don't miss out on the collab that we're going to be doing in May, which is linked to this book. We're going to be sharing lots of other books as well, which have perfect murders in them, and we're going to have a big discussion and things about it, so I'm really looking forward to that. And also, have you read any of the books from the 8 on the list in this one? Have you read this one? Tell me all about it. I have to say, I've also, having read this one now, Peter Swanson, I'm now a fan. So I'm also, he has a book called 9 Lives, which is coming out or has just come out. I can't remember. But it's a new one for this year. And so I'm looking forward to reading that one as well. And seeing if that gets me even more books to add to my TBR as well. So anyway, yes. Tell me all about your thoughts about this. Do you think there is such a thing as a perfect murder? Do you have any suggestions of books that you've read that, in your opinion, include the perfect murder? Okay, so the one that you're not going to get caught for. Okay, So yeah, tell me all about it. Anyway, that's it for today. If you've liked this video, then please click the subscribe button so you don't miss out on new uploads. Give it a like and let me know down in the comments below. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!